Hey everyone, TimaeuSS, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. So we have Heng, the Imbibitor Lunae, power creep incarnate, I would have to say, because now we get to see his skills along with his Lycon, which I think is just absolutely busted. Alright, first things first, I know there's some issue with my audio. A new microphone is coming, but let me know. I tried to turn the volume a bit lower, so hopefully this solves the problem. Now, Imbibitor Lunae Heng is a DPS character that consumes several skill points to unleash an insane amount of damage, and he can also consume his built-in orb system, which we'll talk about. But his traces are really good. First one is generates a set amount of energy, and this is quite important. I'll discuss how his kit synergizes with energy regen. Second one, Equa Rain, increases the chance to resist crowd debuffs. So this is actually really important because, as we know, in Memory of Chaos, the bosses have really annoying CC controls, right? And when your character gets CC'd, they're not gonna do damage if they skip a turn. So Kafka's mind control, freeze, and all that stuff. And if this is similar to how Yukon works, where she can negate basically one instance of crowd debuff every single turn, is absolutely goated. Okay, so we'll have to see if this is hard CC debuff negation, which means like the stuns, the freeze, the Kafka's mind control, or this is including everything else debuffs as well. So we have to wait to see that. Jolt Anew is the last trace. This character's crit damage increases when dealing damage to targets with imaginary weakness. So you pretty much will be slotting Heng into imaginary weak enemies, unless you've got someone like a Silver Wolf being slotted into a quantum weak enemy with supports like Yukong and Luocha and Heng, and boom, all of a sudden you will be able to apply imaginary weakness. However, he is going to be a very skill hungry unit. Silver Wolf is in itself a very skill hungry support as well, so we probably won't see that. Now, the traces and ascension mats, the traces are pretty much, we already know about this. This is in the current version, but the Ascension Mat Suppressing Edict is new, right? This is us going to fight one of the most annoying bosses that's to come. So when that gets released with version 1.3, we'll see. Now, this is the technique. We saw it in the stream, the live stream, the CN live stream as well. Basically, it enters this leaping dragon state and allows him to move forward. So a very nice map traveling skill, and it will do essentially AoE damage to start off the fight and gain the resource, which is Squama Sacrosancta. Wow, that's a mouthful. But that is the resource you can use, the orb system I was talking about, which replaces the skill points. So basic attack and talent. So Heng is built around his enhanced base attack. At its base is a 2-hit attack, and after each hit, he will also gain this buff, which is the Righteous Heart, increasing the damage, and it's stackable and lasts until the end of the turn. You can see that enhanced using one skill point or one orb delivers a 3-hit combo to a single target. Second level of enhanced consumes 2 to deliver a 5-hit combo against 3 targets, and this is the maximum enhancement, the finger skill, or as they call it, as the fangirls call it. 3 skill points or 3 of the orb system, or mix and match a 7-hit combo to deal imaginary damage to a single target and adjacent damage starting from the 4th hit. So this is really massive. If you saw my previous CN reverse engineering video, we found out that Heng's multiplier for this skill at the time of the character trial, when it was available in the story, was at a whopping 901%. This is insanely high. 901% is so disgusting, right? Because of course, in combination with the Righteous Heart talent, which gives increased damage, it's gonna stack a lot with the 3 skill point 7-hit combo. Now, looking at the skill Dragon Lever, basically this is how you enhance the attack and consume either the orb or the skill points. And you can cancel and reapply the skill if you misclick and invest too much. Heng, each stack of Outroar basically gives him increased crit damage, and Outroar is gained every single time before you apply your hit. So we have to see if basically 7 hits. All right, 7 hits on the Divine Spear, and starting on the 4th hit, outroar will be gained. Okay, so it's not as broken as in, like, even if you just use a basic attack, you still gain that. So outroar will be gained on the 4th hit, starting after the 4th hit, which is very, very important. That means you want to spam the full upgraded version of the enhanced attack if you can. Now, the key part about the ultimate is he delivers a 3-hit combination as well as a set amount of imaginary damage. So this is AoE damage. We've seen a similar version of this, right, in the Fantilia fight, and you will be able to gain the orb system, the Squama Sancta, and it's capped at 3, I believe, if you look at the trial Danghan model. And in this system, it's quite important that the Danghan's ultimate regen is going to be a key component of his skill kit, because he's really, really skill hungry. If you are looking to maximize his full upgrade attack, you have to consume 3 skill points every single time. So you definitely want to have him paired up with skill point neutral characters like Ting Yun. And Ting Yun is so good because Ting Yun can buff his ultimate gauge so that you're more likely to gain the ultimate gauge and use the ultimate to gain more Sacrosancta so that you can save your skill points. So Ting Yun, I would say, is probably his best support that I can think of at the moment. The synergy is there, right? And he gets so much crit damage buff as well. So an attack buff from Ting Yun is going to be very, very helpful. And if you slot in someone like Pela, who is skill point positive, that will be very, very nice as well. So the ultimate, there were talks about you could use technically the ultimate energy regen rope. I think that might be a bit too copium. We'll have to see how the energy regen works, and he will get it from his cone, which we'll talk about next. Now this is the light cone. This artwork is kind of crazy. Defiant till death increases the crit rate by 80%. So this is a very, very nice 18% crit buff. Now this is kind of a mini power creep, I would say, because if I remember correctly, Sele's crit rate buff on her Lycom at the max super imposition 5, and I have it as at 18%, isn't it? So this at level 1 is already 18%. My god. So if this gets upgraded at super imposition 5, it's gonna be like 20 something, 24, which is a bit of a power creep, I think. And where it uses the basic attack, they gain 1 stack of the Dragon Call for 2 turns, and each stack increases Warrior's attack by 18% and energy regen, and it stacks up to 2 times. So this is a 36% attack buff with a 12% energy regen rate buff. So the second part is alright. There's no DI, right? There's no damage increase. So he should be getting it from his kit, I hope. That'd be very nice. Or, you know, we will be using Yukong to buff him with the imaginary damage. So DI is not there, but the crit damage, crit rate buff, as well as the attack buff and energy regen is quite nice. I'm very curious to see what the upgraded version is. Is it just more attack and regen rate buff and more crit rate, or can we increase the stack amount? Right? If we can increase the stack amount, I think this is an extremely, extremely broken Lycon at higher superimposition. But I don't think that will be the case. But we will have to see. Anyhow, let me know your thoughts. Alongside his banner is going to be Dance Dance Dance, Planetary Rendezvous. Those two are very strong and good support Lycons, and Landor's Choice not bad as well. Yes, overall, I think once we see him in action, I would bet this is going to be insane. I can already see the power creep, to be honest, from the reverse engineering stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and leave them in the comments down below. And it's TimaeuSS here. I'll be going for maybe E6 if he's that busted. But I'm not too keen on a naked Deng Heng. Alright? But I will stream, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye now.